Treasure Hunt fans, Joe Pop, Big D, and Cobb back here again with another movie review. Last week we reviewed Star Trek the Motion Picture, wasn't it? And we did Star Trek Into Darkness. Yeah, we did the motion picture last week. And Into Darkness. I haven't posted Into Darkness yet. Into Darkness will be posted tomorrow, but we wanted to do another review. It will be. We wanted to do another review today. We figured since we did the first two Star Trek movies in the new Abrams series, we figured we'd do the last one, which is Star Trek Beyond. So Cobb did watch that the other day. I've seen that movie so many times I can't count. It actually probably is my favorite out of those three.
You don't like the one with Khan?
I know I do like it, but there's something about Beyond I like more. I don't know whether it's Idris Elba plays the bad guy and I like him as an actor.
Well, was it because they blew up the Enterprise?
No, I didn't like that. I was bummed about that. I was like, why you shoot? They always destroy my ship. Always destroy my, every time I turn around.
But they rebuilt it in the last part.
I know, really cool. And they put the A on the end. See that?
Yeah,
that's right. That's what they recognize. So, but I like the movie because I feel like at this point the characters have all been developed. So now it's about them they all come together and they all work on the problem. I did think that it was very spectacular watching the Enterprise be destroyed and watching the sausage section come, out of the clouds and come down. It's very much like have you seen Generations yet?
No,
you haven't seen Generations yet.
That's for the marathon.
Yeah, so it's very similar to that though, and the beaming out, and they called them the what did they call them? The Kelvin tubes, the Kelvin things, or the Kelvin pods. It was the Kelvin pods instead of escape pods. But I really like the movie. Unfortunately, it's Anton Yelchin's last movie. He actually passed away just before the movie came out. I remember that, and it was very sad, very tragic accident that happened to him. But they just all worked so well together in that movie. They just it was the Enterprise crew together, fighting a common foe. I love the fact they found that old derelict starship. That was awesome, and they fixed it up. They used the Beastie Boys song again. They get the hive, they call it.
Is that classical?
Right? And the classical, you're like, whoa, all right. Just shows you how old you are now.
Yeah.
But I really like that whole thing. I like the character of Jayla. I thought it was really cool. I do hope if they do a fourth one that she's in it, because they did say at the very end of the movie, they're all, we got you signed up for Starfleet Academy. So I'm hoping she's back in again, because I did like that character. I was glad that they took Kenzer and made him more of a not really a central character, but more of a character in the movie. I mean, he had that snot that was volatile, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a lot of fun.
It made you cold.
Yeah, it was right. He's like, I gotta keep him away from the warp core. You're gonna blow it up. I think it's more of a fun movie. It's a very adventurous movie. They're on a big adventure. They're kind of going through all this stuff. They got stranded on this planet. How are they going to get back? Yeah. That big new space station they built in space was really neat. The Yorktown, I think that was really neat.
Yeah.
That whole you can actually fly in with your ship and stuff like that. I thought was really neat. Very interesting thing. And one of the scenes that always gets me in the movie though is when because the beginning of the movie, Spock is notified that Spock Prime has passed away, and that part gets me. But the part that really gets me in the movie, I tear up every time I see it, is at the end when he flips open the box.
Yes,
and it's the picture of the crew as in their older years, and you see that and you realize that that got to me. It gets me every time, man. It's like, oh man, there they all are in their glory, So. But just a fun movie. They left it wide open for another one, obviously, And I hear rumors there's going to be another one, and there's not. I know that currently, right now, Paramount's got 3 or 4 scripts they're working on. I know one is still the Quentin Tarantino version, which would be released an R-rated Star Trek movie. And they got a couple other ones bopping around. I'm hoping. I know I read an interview with Simon Pegg, who played Scotty, the other day, and he still wants to do one. So does Zachary Quinto, who played Spock. He still wants to do another one too. So I'm sure he'd be game for it. So they can definitely do it. It's just the biggest problem would be is they can't get back Anton Yelchin. I always say his name wrong, but they can't get him back. He's gone. So then the question then becomes is how are you going to write the character out? Do you say he's on another ship, or do you actually say he's passed away? So that's the one thing.
Or you put him as another actor.
They could do that too. I'm not really sure what they're going to do. I kind of hope they don't do another actor, just because I kind of feel like.
If they were going to do another actor, I would want them to do the black hair, the more darker hair.
More darker, like the original Chekhov. Yeah. But so we'll have to see. But I think this one really kind of grew into itself, and it really it was hitting its stride with this third movie, and the special effects obviously were top notch. You know, the story went along really well. A lot of people had some negative comments about it. They felt that it kind of strayed away from things. But this is, you got to understand, this is the J.J. Abrams timeline. This is not the original Gene Roddenberry timeline. This is J.J. Abrams, so things are a little bit different. And I have no problem with that, because at the same time, they're still working with Gene Roddenberry's timeline too. So it's not like we just abandoned it and moved on to this. Discovery, Strange New Worlds is coming out later this next year. Even Lower Decks all pertain still to the Gene Roddenberry Prime universe. So,
well, yeah, and you have to move on from the past.
yeah. So I mean, it had to change. Star Trek had to evolve, and I think they did a really good job. I think they picked I said this before in one of their videos, but every person they picked for those roles ended up doing an amazing job, and they were so similar to their counterparts. So that always makes for fun and a lot of cool things. And I always thought it was really interesting how, you know, they talk about in the movie how they're like, I don't know, maybe 2/3 of the way through their 5-year mission, and you're already seeing Kirk like, I don't know if I can do this anymore, because he almost gives up and he almost becomes an admiral and not commanding his ship anymore. Yeah. So it was interesting to see that, because that's exactly what happened in the original series. After the 5-year mission, they all kind of parted their ways. Kirk got promoted to admiral. You know, Spock went home.
But
you know,
picture they all got back.
Yeah, they all got back together again. Yeah, so it's kind of the same line there. Only there's a little bit different happening. It wasn't when they got done with the 5-year mission in the original series. The ship went into dry dock and they retrofitted it and upgraded it. Whereas this case, they kind of destroyed it, so they got a whole new ship. But hey, it is what it is. You got to do it, you know. But I do find this, it really is a fun movie. I do recommend people watching it. It's all 3 movies are really well done, and they all link together very well. There's kind of a common thread that goes through all 3 movies, so which is really nice. And yeah.
What's the movie where like Kirk shoots like fireworks out of the Enterprise? In the newer ones?
Fireworks out of the Enterprise?
And then in the older ones.
Fireworks?
Yeah. Like was it in Wrath of Khan where like be Khan and they like shooting like stuff out of the Enterprise, like Celebration, or no? Because remember how we were playing like Star Trek Online, and then there's like that one Enterprise that was shooting out like fireworks.
I have no idea where that came from. The only time I've ever really seen fireworks in Star Trek was when Voyager came home. After being lost in the Delta Quadrant for 7 years, there was fireworks there, but I don't ever remember seeing any kind of fireworks. Ever.
How long has it been since you've seen Wrath of Khan?
About 2 months ago.
We'll see you in another 2 months, though.
Next month?
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know if we told you guys before, but we are doing a Star Trek marathon over Thanksgiving break. We're going to go, we've already watched the motion picture. We're going to do 2 through 10. Since he's watched all the Chris Pine, J.J. Abrams reboots.
But just make sure, just watch the motion picture again to just like get recapped on it.
No, yeah, I will. Oh, no problem there.
And we're gonna do like pizza. My mom's gonna make pancakes, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of fun. We're gonna have his brother-in-law, his wife there. Well, my mom, my sister, and my aunt and his sister-in-law, they're all going to do a Harry Potter marathon while we're downstairs with the giant TV and the surround sound speakers watching all the Star Treks, man.
That's right. Awesome. So that's what we have coming up. We'll probably do like an overall review of all of them after that.
Yeah.
Sit down and find out what he thought of the rest, because he hasn't seen any of those. Only he's seen the most picture. He hasn't seen 2 through 10. So he hasn't seen any of the Next Generation movies or any of the other movies. So that'd be really interesting to see what happens with that coming out. You know, it'd be to see what he thinks of some of those movies, because I'm pretty sure there's a couple of them you're gonna be like, well, what's going on here? Star Trek 5. So, but yeah, that's it for Star Trek Beyond. Yeah,
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
My dad's all like, we don't want any of you guys falling asleep during motion picture, because
that's why he's having us watch at home first, so we're not sitting here and we all fall asleep. Oddly enough, we actually did a marathon many years ago, and we watched them all, and we got to like the 3rd movie. Yeah. We got to like the 3rd movie, and everybody started falling asleep, because we started like at midnight.
Yeah, we start at midnight.
Yeah. And like by the 3rd movie, we were starting to fall asleep. It was pretty funny.
Can't fall asleep this one. I got a bet with my mom that I won't fall asleep.
Oh man, you're gonna lose that bet. Yeah, you look at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and be like, I'm a little tired. Oh, and you'll. The good news for me is I've seen them all so many times. You can be like, you fell asleep. No, I didn't. I can tell you exactly what happened. I've seen him so many times.
Just don't fall asleep. I'll be so upset.
I know. All right, guys. You got anything else you want to say?
A nice midnight, man.
All right. Well, thank you guys all so much for watching. Like, subscribe, the bell. Leave us a comment down below what your thoughts are on Star Trek Beyond. We both want to thank you very much for watching this video and taking your time to make some comments.
And make sure to look out next week. We were doing Batman 1989.
Yeah, we're going to do the 89 Batman next week, so be on the lookout for that.
We'll probably do all the other ones, too.
Yeah, probably. So thank you guys all for watching. We really appreciate it. Please take care and be safe out there. Always keep hunting because you never know what's going to find. And as always, live long and prosper. Bye.